G'day, welcome to AZZATAC, where we can help you develop the skills to get rounds down range, consistent, fast and on target. Hey, are you interested in starting pistol shooting or shooting IPSC? Well, in this video I will share 5 steps on getting your handgun license in Queensland, helping you start out on your way on your pistol shooting journey. And that is coming up right now. G'day, Azza here from AZZATAC. Thank you for joining my first episode of my new show called AZZATAC Talk Show. Here on the show I'll be covering steps on getting into shooting, what pistols to buy, how to set up your shooting rigs, range gear and other setup options, loading and maintenance tools options, and I'll also touch on some more dry fire skills, also stage building skills and common mistakes made in IPSC. So if you'd like to join me on a Saturday afternoon and watch my new AZZATAC short talk show, please consider subscribing and turning on the notifications. Now it's time to get into the video. 5 steps on getting your handgun license in Queensland. Just so you know, if you'd like to pause the video at any stage and check out the description, I've left links in there for weapons licensing pages that I'll be going throughout the video. Now we're on to step 1. So step 1, doing your research. The IPSC Australia website has good info for all states. You can find a link in the description so that you can click on it and just go straight to there, find your state, and then click on a club in your area. So once you click on your state and you get to the clubs list, you'll find clubs listed in your area. Now, if you want to go to one or a couple, I would just click on their links and just follow their instructions. Most clubs have come and try days. That was where they'll organise a day for you to come out and practice, shoot for the first time. If you have a couple of different clubs in your location, it's probably best that you spend a weekend or a couple of weekends going around to different clubs to see which one best suits you. Also, at this stage, I would be sending you to the weapons licensing page, which is in the description below. I've got a link there for it. Just always check this page due to changes and updates that happen quite regularly, and that is the best source of information. So step 2, first contact with the club. What I do in this case is call or email and ask when you could come out to meet with someone at the club. After completing as much of the documentation from the website as you can, I would go and meet some people there in person. If you don't have a printer to print out the necessary forms, make sure you let the club know so they can print it out before you get there. So even if you want to join a club or you don't know, or you don't know where you're at, if you are serious and you think you really want a pistol license, the best thing that I would say, if you don't have an AB license already, go down to the police station and get a statement of eligibility form from them before you do anything. The statement of eligibility is a statement saying that you are eligible to be a member of the pistol club. Apart from that, organising to go and meet the club members is the best way to go to a new club. Just rocking up at the range generally is a headache for everyone, and the clubs are usually busy on the weekend, so you won't know if there's a match on or if you'll be able to speak to anyone, or you might have to wait around to be able to speak to someone. So it's best practice if you call first and organise and arrange date and time to go and meet with your new club. Step 3, go into the club for the first time. After completing step 1 and step 2, make sure you go to the club in covered footwear, t-shirt, shorts or pants, Make sure you bring your driver's license, bring some hearing pro if you don't have any, if you do have some, sorry. Your safety glasses if you have some, or sunnies. Sunnies will do for safeties. When you're shooting as well, make sure you're being sun smart. It's always the best idea. You may be out in the sun for a very long time, longer than you think. Also, you might want to bring your own water. Most clubs have a canteen, but it's probably best practice to bring your own water in your water bottle and a bit of cash, because most clubs don't have facilities to have FPOS machines. So I've mentioned some links in the description for products that I use. These are my earmuffs. They're still really good. I've had these for 5 years. All I had to do is change the batteries. Howard Light. Really good earmuffs. I rate them. Follow the link in the description below if you want to go check them out on Amazon. These are the glasses that I used to use before I got my prescription glasses. Comes with 3 lenses, so you got your sunnies and your clear lenses. I like the yellow. Makes the targets pop during the day and during the low light. Another thing you might want to look at is just getting earplugs. I'll have a link in the description. And you just buy a box of these, and these work really good. What I do is I wear these plus these. So I wear these all the time. As soon as I get to the range, I put my earplugs in and then walk around and talk with my earplugs in. And then when I go to shoot, I put my earmuffs on and turn the volume up full bore. So then I can hear really loud, but when I hear everyone talking really loud, especially the RO, I can hear him very clearly with his range commands. And then when I start shooting, the earmuffs cut out the high noise and also the earplugs, so it's really nice and quiet while you're actually shooting. I'll talk about some more of my gear in later episodes on the show. So guys, I hope you're enjoying my 5 steps to getting a handgun license in Queensland. If you are liking it, please smash the like button and we'll get straight back into it. So we'll get into step 4, paperwork and training. Now that you have joined a club, what next? The best thing is to start going out to the range as much as you can and figure out the best possible times for you to go out that suits you and your family. This will help you get down to the range consistently without having a burden on your family. A lot of clubs have nighttime sessions during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday predominantly, and on Saturday and Sunday. This will help you also with getting your shoots up in your 6-month period. Weapons licensing require you to do 3 shoots in your first 6 months, but most clubs will ask that you do 6 shoots in your first 6 months of being a member of the club. I've also listed a link in the description below with the H-class information from weapons licensing. So I would encourage you to try and get to the club more than 6 times in the 6 months. This will show that you are joining the club for the right reasons. But how do you shoot if you don't have a pistol, you may ask? Well, most clubs have club pistols that they hire out to new shooters. You just have to arrange this like case by case basis at the club and see what availability they have for the pistols, what rigs or setups they have, and magazines. If you communicate well with other members of the club, it is a very high possibility that you can have a pistol every time that you go down to the range and be able to do more than 6 shoots in your first 6 months. During your trial period, you'll also be able to try out different pistols. just by making friends down at the range. You might see different pistols, ask them what they're shooting, and if you ask nicely, most of the time they will give you a go of their pistol, have a shot to see what it's like. This is a good try before you buy sort of situation, and then you'll get to know what pistols you actually want to shoot and what division and that. And I'll go over that. I'll go over divisions and pistols in the next episode of AZZATAC Talk Show. But you want to consider buying a pistol that you'll like, because you'll have that one pistol for the first 12 months. Also during your 6-month period, your 6-month trial period, you'll also be doing your safety course. You're doing that like as soon as possible, and I'll be doing all 3, A, B and H. So as soon as you finish your safety course, you can go and do your AB license and get your AB license as soon as possible. This will help you out in the long run. I'll talk a bit more about step 5, about why you'd have your AB license. Next thing I'd be thinking about in your first 6 months is your reloading setup. Ammo, apart from buying your pistol, ammo is the main cost for shooting. So buying ammo is where all the cost is in pistol shooting. I would recommend looking at Dillon 750 or something like that, and saving up to buy the best quality equipment that you can for reloading to start off with, because you're going to have it for the rest of your shooting journey. I'll go further into shooting presses and loading and ammo and calibers in one of my next episodes of AZZATAC's Talk Show. Okay, nearly there. Step 5, timings for your license and your first pistol. So how long until you get your first pistol? After signing up to the club and going through all the steps that I've just talked about. Well, providing you get everything done stated in steps 1 through to 4, you'll be eligible to apply for your pistol license 6 months after the date you paid for your membership at the club that you're currently a member of. I would have everything ready for that day, passport photos, and get the club to sign off on your letter on that day, your eligibility form for a license, approval forms, anything else that you need for that day, I'd have it done. One day after that day, when you're eligible to apply for your license, I'd visit the weapons licensing webpage, and I've left a description in a link in the description below, send you straight to the application page. And click on that, fill out the form, and at the time of making this video, new license applications were taking between 15 and 20 weeks to be processed upon application. So this is pretty standard. It's been a pretty long time for a fair while. So at this stage, we're calculating up how long it's going to take. So 6 months is 24 weeks, plus maximum time for it to get processed, 20 weeks, which equals 44 weeks until you have your license. And then another thing you've got to consider is that when you buy a pistol or a firearm, you need to put in a PTA. And your first PTA will come with a 20-day cooling off period. This goes for any firearm on any license, but once you have that first firearm under a license, the 28-day cooling off period ceases to exist, and you get processed as soon as practicable for weapons licensing. So this is where having your AB license, and so getting your AB license will take 15 to 20 weeks in your 6 month period, and then you can apply. Then you can do your first PTA if you just want to buy like a 22 bolt action, or 308 or whatever rifle you wanted. You can put the PTA in So you get 15 to 20 weeks to get your AB license, and then you can put in your PTA for your first firearm, which will take 28 days, which is another 4 weeks. So that's 24 weeks. So in 24 weeks, you'll have a firearm, a rifle that you own, and you can go down to the range, put a scope on, and do all your zeroing in that. And then by the time you finished your 6-month trial period for your pistol license, you can put a PTA in and then be processed as soon as practicable from weapons licensing. So cutting out the 28 days. Sometimes that 28 days will it'll be 28 days before they look at it, and then it'll be another 2 weeks until they process it. So generally, when I put in PTAs, it's roughly between 2 to 4 weeks to get my PTA back. Most of the time, it's like 2 weeks and you get it back. So best off getting your A and B license and getting your first firearm on that license will save you another 4 weeks down the track when you go to get your pistol license. I also should mention that during step 4, before or in your 6-month period before you have a rifle or a pistol, you should get and bolt down your weapons safe. I'll also be covering firearm safes in a later episode of AZZATAC Talk Show. So in conclusion, just a quick recap. Step 1, do your research, go to the IPSC Australia website, find your clubs around you, go and check them out over the next couple of weeks, over a couple of weeks or whatever. Just follow their instructions and get that done. Step 2, make contact with the clubs. Step 3, go down to the club. Just don't wear thongs or something like that. Wear your enclosed shoes, iron and hearing protection and a hat. Step 4, get all your paperwork done. Get your firearm safety course out of the road. Get a safe. Look at reloading. Look at trying out some pistols. And definitely look at your AB license, getting your AB license as soon as you can. Step 5, we just went through that. With step 5, just make sure that you are ready for the day of your 6 months. That will reduce your time from getting your first pistol. Also reducing your time having that AB license. AB license, put in a PTA, get your first rifle. That takes away 28 days after you get your pistol license to get your first pistol. So your first pistol, you'll get your first pistol as soon as practical for weapons licensing. Check out reloading presses. I'll have a link in the description for a loading press, the Dillon 750. So all this sounds like it's going to take a long time, but if you consistently shooting, getting down there, figured out your the best time for you to go during the week, get it into your routine, time will fly, and it'll feel just like yesterday that you didn't have a pistol license or never been shooting down the range. Main thing is to consider is if you want your pistol license quicker, get your paperwork squared. I can't stress that anymore. Just do the paperwork, go to weapons licensing, be familiar with the weapons licensing format. It is pretty hard to navigate. That's why I've got the links below, so you can just click straight through to the pages that you need to read to understand what weapons licensing requires you to do. The guys down at the club will help you out with this as well. They do it all the time. That's what they do. So I can't stress enough that in the first 6 months it will go quickly once you have paid that once you've paid your membership, and then you'll be like, whoa, I haven't even done this or I haven't even done that. Just make sure you follow this sort of process, and you should be on target. So thanks for watching my first AZZATAC Talk Shows video. I hope you liked the content and I didn't put too much information or too little information into this first episode. If I did put too little information and need more information to clarify, I will make another video. Just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll make a video addressing those comments. If you have any more questions that you'd like me to answer in AZZATAC's talk show, please leave it in the comment section below. And until next time, keep on shooting and I'll catch you down the range.